What's happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, what's the purpose of your business? Have you ever thought about really what the purpose is, what that means, what a business is, what is a business owner? Today, we're going to talk about the purpose of business. We're also going to just kind of really jump into the role of a business owner and then really the ultimate goal. Like, what is the ultimate goal of a business? And by not really understanding these things, I can tell you from my own missteps and mistakes that has caused so much turmoil, and caused so many issues and problems. So maybe if you're at an earlier stage in your business and you could tackle these things today or after today, then your business will potentially, be the business that can help people and do things in the marketplace. So, guys, if you have not gotten the book, Beyond Tax Strategy, that is our newest book on Amazon. Go grab that book, Beyond Tax Strategy. It is written so that people can have it's not a deep level of taxes because most people, kind of afraid of taxes anyway. So we gave you just enough that you would be like, okay, I'm ready to tackle this. And so, we give you examples, we give you story, we give you information that can help you to grow your business by understanding. Do not let tax strategy be the demise of or taxes be the demise of your business. All right. Because we know two things are sure: death and taxes. And listen, we can stave off the taxes. I'm not sure what can happen with that, but we can definitely stave off with taxes. So let's jump right into this. What is the purpose of your business? I just, looked up what is a business for real? A business is the practice of making one's living or making money by producing or buying and selling products. So you are selling products, goods, and services. It's also an activity or enterprise entered in for profit. So if you are doing a business for a profit, the question is, are you paying attention to your profits? Do you know what your profits are? Are you want to obsess about profits, or are you losing money or breaking even? Like, at the end of the day, we want to make money. Because that's the only reason to go into business. But then we can kind of spin that. That's not necessarily true, the only reason to go into business. Here's, I think, the goal of being in business and why it's probably good for anyone who desires this. If you desire to help people, going into business is a great place to start. It's an awesome and incredible way that you can get into the marketplace, do some amazing things, literally just change other people's lives. And here's how you do it. Here's what you do. It's called we find out what problem somebody is having. We obsess about that problem enough that we find a solution to their problem. And because we found a solution to their problem, then when we show up in the marketplace with the solution to their problem, people will say, oh my goodness, that's what I've been looking for. It's kind of like me and my wife, we're celebrating 25 years of marriage this year. Been looking for a couple of places. And here's the thing. We have a problem. We need to go somewhere. We're a little late planning it, but it's all good. We need to go somewhere. We need to travel. And what if there was no airlines who knew that we would want to go there at some point? What if they had no routes to the places we wanted to go? What if the hotels didn't decide, I think people are going to want to travel here. I think people are going to want to love to be next to these beaches, want to be next to all these nice restaurants. They want to be in this environment. What if the person that owned the hotel was like, man, it's going to cost too much. Oh, because it's going to cost too much, I'm not going to do it. But really what they did is, man, people are going to want to travel to these places. And all we have to do is build. If we build a place, a resort, somewhere where people can go, they'll go. See, here's the thing. That took risk. That took guts. See, when you start a business and you want to solve a problem for another person, what that does is you're putting someone else's problem ahead of what you actually want. Now, this is This is tough. Now, here's the thing. There's a rule. If you help enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. So imagine your dreams. And a lot of times we have a dream. And look, I talk about this in Beyond Tax Strategy. You should have a dream. Here's the thing. My dream has to align with other people's problems. If my dreams don't align with other people's problems, then it's kind of like you go into the marketplace. It's really harder to swim upstream than with the stream. It's harder to stream upstream than with the stream. If the stream is already going, then it like, oh, okay, I don't have to swim as hard. So let's think about it. We start a business. We start a business because we know that, man, I would love to make money. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'd love to make money. Now, here's the thing. I want to make money, but I need to sell something that people actually desire. Now, here's what's interesting, like the service-based business that we're in, accounting, tax strategy, all that stuff. People need it. People need it. It's like toilet paper. If you're a business, you're going to have to hire accountants. There's nothing you can do about it. So we didn't have to start the business based on the fact that people wanted it. They just needed it. Now, here's the thing, because they need it, then it's almost like painful. Like, I just got to get it. If I can just get it, then I don't have to let me just get it over with. But this is what I'm learning. The best, like people in our field, what they find is even a problem inside of the need. So they find a problem that's so big that people are like, man, please help me. It's like tax strategy. We see a problem where I'm like, man, you're flushing. I did a presentation about 2 weeks ago to a couple of folks, and it was so interesting because in doing the presentation to them, I showed them flushing down the toilet over just this year, over $30-something thousand in taxing, flushing it down. And they were not aware. They had a feeling maybe they could be missing something. They don't really know. But it's like, hey, man, I've heard these things. And their accountant's not talking to them. The accountant's not really doing anything, not really educating them, not taking them through the process. And so it's like, okay, well, I don't know what we're missing out on. I showed them flushing down the toilet over $30-something thousand. I said, man, if you do this for the next 5 years, look at all the money you'll be flushing down the toilet. Now, that doesn't include all the money you've already flushed down the toilet. I'd already looked over some stuff. I said, wow, you flushed down tens of thousands of dollars just in the past couple of years. What's the problem? And so that's one of those things where they are aware they have a problem, but they don't know how bad it is. So because they don't know how bad it is, they don't do anything. So it's kind of like when we have a deep sense of purpose, when we have a deep sense of what it is that we're going to help people do, we got to be willing to stay in the process long enough for people to get the help that they need. We got to be willing to be loud and boisterous. I have a cousin who passed away recently, and he was strong. He was loud. He was passionate. My brother reminded me of a story about my cousin that he made me and my bro become Pittsburgh Steelers fans. It made us. Like, my older brother was 4. He's 8 years older than me, 6 years older than my bro. So what he did was he says, you guys are going to be Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Now, I'm only 2 years old. I don't remember the conversation. My brother remembered. But all I know is I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as long as I knew football. But I didn't know why. Because my cousin was like, you're going to do it. Now, but this is the same in business. We have to be so passionate about something that people would just automatically accept it because of how passionate we are for the thing that we're talking about. And so the one thing I said that I was going to take away from his life, because, I did the eulogy. And during the eulogy, I talked about the past, the future, the present. And I said, the one thing I'm going to take from the past is his boldness. You're an idiot if you don't do tax strategy. You're crazy if you're a business owner, if you're going to run your business and you don't actually understand where the money is going. You're out of control if you're not obsessing over your profits. Like, what is wrong with you? So I said that I would take his passion. I'm going to take his passion for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to take his passion for the fact that he, he loved life. He's loved his family. He didn't take no BS. I'm going to take his passion and I'm going to insert it in my life. See, because sometimes the past can help you. It's just that a lot of times we focus on the bad things in the past, and then the bad things in the past become our future. And then we wonder what happened. Why didn't our business grow? Why didn't our life change? Why didn't the transformation come? Like, what happened? I don't know. It's interesting because, last year when I was, I was in the stage of writing a book that didn't get published, but the Beyond Tax Strategy got published. I wrote this book, or started a book, and it was on transformation. And in that book, I talk about transformation secrets and, how I use biblical principles to transform my own life. And as I'm reflecting here on one of the principal secrets in there is bold faith. It has to be so bold that when you it just seems crazy to anybody else who would hear you, who would see you, who would come in contact with you. They're like, what is wrong with this person? This person is crazy. But having bold faith, like seriously, to have bold faith, tell me, what is that about? What is bold faith? How would bold faith affect the purpose of your business? I'm going to answer that, but I also want to read another definition of a business owner. What is a business owner? I want you to listen to this. I want you to take this in, because I remember when I first saw this, I says, wow, a business owner is someone who controls the operation and financial aspects of a business, including any organization that sells goods or services for profit. They oversee companies of all sizes, from freelance operations to multinational corporations. Business owners are also known as proprietors or founders. Wow. Business owners are responsible for the profit of their business, the tax liability of their business, and the risk associated with ownership. That is business ownership. Now, here's what's interesting about business ownership. Many people start businesses without understanding what business ownership is all about. They start a business and say, hey, I just need to pay my bills. And what happens is the thing that they started becomes a job for them to pay their bills. Hey, no shade here. I've done the same thing. I've started a business so that I can pay my bills. And what happens is you get enough to pay it. Almost, I did. I got a little more. I got enough to pay, I got more than enough to pay my bills. I got enough to pay other things and other people. But here's the thing. It still was less than I desired. So because I didn't take on what a business owner is someone who controls and controls the business. They are responsible for the profit of their business, the tax liability of the business, and the risk. So if you are responsible for the profit of a business, right, and I'm looking at the purpose, what is the purpose of my business? Oh, to make money, to have massive profits, and to have massive profits so that when I see that, hey, if I made $1 million and my profits are $500,000, wow, I got 50% profits. I paid all my expenses and I've got all these profits. See, profits, like Jim Rohn said, Jim Rohn said something that, that was really good. He says, profits are better than wages. Profits are better than wages. It's so much better than wages. Wages make you a living, but profits get you a fortune. That's what Jim Rohn said. And when I heard Jim Rohn say that, which, I was just like, wow, wages make you a living. How many people are making a living just by having a little tiny business, a little freelance business? They're making a little money. They're making a living. They may have a decent living. But that business is not creating the profits that would ultimately change and transform their life, their family's life, people's lives all over. It could be regional, it could be national, but all over the world. All over the world. See, when we start a business and we understand what that purpose is, the purpose is to solve a major problem for people, for a market, for an audience. Think about this. What is the major problem that you've had? This is how you can start a business. The problem that I personally had. Here's one of the problems that I've had that I'm solving for myself and solving for other people. It's the fact that money, people look at money in the wrong way. People don't see money as a tool. People will lie about money and say, oh, I just need enough to take care of my family. That's not enough. Come on. I think I heard Tony Robbins ask this question. He says, well, what is enough? Like if you had to think about it, what is enough money? What is enough? And because I was like many, I was like, oh, if I could have enough for me and my family, we should be good. See, because that's the employee's mindset. I remember I had the employee's mindset. I started my business. And I was an employee, I had the employee mind. I didn't have a business owner's mind. A business owner's mind is thinking about the profits. A business owner's mind is thinking about, all the risk, but saying, man, it's worth the risk. The business owner is saying to themselves, man, okay, people are having problems right here. What if I solve that problem? What if I find a solution for that? And then I take that solution, I hand it to them. What if I told you, I said, man, if you wanted to finally solve all your money problems, finally, would you take me up on that offer? Finally solve all your money problems. And it's not what you think. See, most people think that solving their money problem, I just need to get another thing. I just need to get this. I need to get this. I just need. No, that's not solving the money problems. No, it's not going to do it. See, it's interesting because I think there's a scripture somewhere in the Gospels, maybe it's Luke, when Peter and James was headed. I think we know it's in Acts. They were headed into the synagogue. They're headed in the synagogue, and there's a beggar out there, and the beggar is begging, "Hey man, give me something. Lay something on me. Hey man, you got anything? You got any money? Because I need some money." And they looked at him and says, Man, wow, that's interesting. We don't have money. We don't, silver and gold have I none. But the gospel of the king and I have plenty. And they just says, get your butt up, rise up and walk in the name of Jesus. So here's the thing. The person thought they needed money. The person thought they needed a way to take care of their family, when what they needed was the true gospel of the kingdom of Jesus, the kingdom of God. They needed. See, a lot of people, Christians and faith believers, they come into the church and they understand faith and they have faith, and yet still not quite there. Yet still not quite there. So if the gospel of the kingdom that Peter and James had caused a man to walk, that just means that in like as we look at that story, we say, wow, it caused him to walk. My boy Jamie, what's happening, Jamie? What that means is we can take the gospel and says, wow, what does a person really need to transform their life? They need the mindset first. See, without the mindset, without the internal belief, without the internal faith, without the knowing that they can walk, they'll always need a handout. They always need something. That day, that beggar didn't get a handout. That beggar got a hand up. And because the beggar got a hand up, that beggar went on to do things that, hey, we'll never hear about it. But you know what? That person didn't have to beg anymore, because now they could do for themselves what they could not do back then. So what is the purpose of your business? The purpose of your business or a business is to solve a problem that people have. Maybe somebody needs to walk. Can you give them a gospel that helps them to walk? Can you give them a gospel that helps them to change their mind around money? Can you give them a gospel that helps them to see things in a different way? Give them a new perspective. Can you give them a gospel to be a better leader? Can you give them a gospel that teaches them how to control their appetite? Can you, because this is all gospel, controlling your appetite, being healthy, living the right way. All of these things are gospels. And here's the thing. It's not so challenging to think about, oh, well, we can just read the Bible. No, you just can't read the Bible. What you got to do is take the Bible and apply it. You got to take the faith and say, well, you know what? I can't see, but I know it. And because I know it, I do it. And because I do it, I get it. You see how it works? You got to know it and you got to do it. And because you did it, you get it. But most people, especially my faith-driven leaders and entrepreneurs who know they have purpose, they know they're called for such a time as this. And man, it's time to say, you know what? I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to do about it, because when I do about it, I'll get about it, and I'll get the things that come along with a successful business, which is what? Profits. Profits are better than wages. Wages pay you a living, but profits will pay you for a lifetime. Become a business owner. Allow business to be your vehicle of ministry. Allow business to be your vehicle that helps people with a life, business, whatever kind of challenge you've already solved, so that they too can solve it. And man, it's almost like we can guarantee ourselves success in business when we take that mind frame and go into it knowing that when we have a solution for people, the people will take your solution, they will use your solution, and they will get the benefits of what your solution is. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of this Account for Your Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore. I'm the Healthy Accountant. I help you to account for your life. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.